Okay, last day of class. Right. So appreciate you all being here. Just recording it, so we'll post it afterwards. Important things to remember. Our final exam is not in this room. It is down here. I did locate it, so you just keep going down the hall. It's in another little side hallway, so you might not see 74. There is a sign that says L174 down this way, but you have to be looking for it because it's up a hallway. If you see L150, that's the hallway it's across from. Okay, so, but yes, it's down there. You'll look enough and you'll find it. So that's where we'll be Thursday night. So a week from tonight. We'll start at 7:10. We've got till 9 o'clock, so an hour and 50 minutes. Again, we won't kick anyone out, but it's not even double the size of a regular exam. It is a little bit longer. 10 multiple choice instead of 7. So we got 3 more that way. Remember, one of them will be counted as extra credit, so really 9 that you're responsible for. One you could either skip or guess or whatever you want to do with it. That's from the 14.5, is it? The very last section. If you do that homework, that's also extra credit if you want. You will have until through next Sunday, May 5th, May 6th, whatever that is, or whatever that Saturday is. On the Sunday is when I will do a final upload of homework scores, probably Sunday afternoon. I have to get grades in by Monday morning, so I'll be processing them Sunday. But yeah, so if you want to do some more after the final, you could do that as well. Best preparation is reviewing. So there's these solution exams for 1, 2, and 3. That's primarily what most of the exam is about. Again, yes?
Are there written questions on the final? Again, you said there's 10 multiple choice, but how many?
Right. So there's 10 multiple choice, and then of course, just like the other ones, there'll be 7 open answer. So yeah, so that you fill in the blank, or not fill in the blank, but you show your work. You have to show your work. It's not that you can't use a graphing calculator to do some of the solutions, but you still have to, if it says to integrate, you have to show it being integrated. You can't just say, oh, the answer is 5.6, because my calculator told me so, right? Even though that may be the final result, you still want to see the integration and that you plugged in the right values, that kind of stuff. Okay. Most of it's stuff you'd have to kind of work through anyway. Is very similar, the questions, to the exam questions that were on exams 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so I've got my solutions to exams 1, 2, and 3. A few of you came during office hours to pick up old versions of, exam 2 or exam 1. That was great. I've got them in my office, but I won't be back there for a while now. So, but what you can do is review them, and it's actually probably better to review these, because then you can look at the question and see whether it makes sense to you. Yes, you'll see it worked out, but then you'll hopefully remember whether you got it right or wrong, but either way, you'll be able to work through it. So that, use them as sample questions, know how to do them, okay? And again, a few on the final really just come directly from these test questions. They're just another version of that test question. They're even formatted very similar. If they ask for like a step-by-step, it's set up just like that. Okay, so definitely look over these. Additionally, there's study guides. Again, it's always good to practice through them. There's videos. Whether you do them or whether you watch the videos and sort of passively pick up how they're done, I think that's a valid way of learning. Sometimes a good way of learning. You still need to go back and practice probably a little bit, but just sit and watch through me solving problems. So there's all these review solutions, and then there is this review for the final exam, which is provided by the coordinators. So there's a combined review. I don't know why I got a 3 there, but a combined review and final combined review answers. So those two go together. There's videos for a number of them in the previous sections, and then I recorded our discussion from Tuesday's class, and then I've also highlighted from a review questions combined, and I believe I've got videos for these anyway, but the highlighted ones, someone says, okay, if I just do them, that's all that's on the test. I said, if you do them, you'll have the basis of what the test is about. So, but I would count that as a minimum. So I would plan to do all the highlighted ones. Don't worry about the ones that aren't highlighted. Do all of those first, and you'll have a good feeling for it, but then come back and do a few of the others, okay? Because they're in the, that are around the highlighted ones. Come back, look at your exam, because again, it's going to be something from here, and the way they word it on the exam may be a little different, but the exams have all been written by the same group of people, so it's all very similar. Okay, but that's the best way, is look at the reviews, look at the 3 exams, know as much as you can. What happens if you score higher on the final exam than you did on one of your 3 exams that you took? The lower score on the exam 1, 2, or 3 gets replaced with the higher exam score of the final. So that's what's happening in all the classes. Additionally, I will look, especially if it's kind of borderline stuff, I will look your test 2. Maybe you had 2 tests that weren't real good. We'll take a look at the final, and if I can see progress on both those sections, we'll make it solid for you. Okay. And I'll even go back through the multiple choice, and some of the distractors are chosen because of a particular mistake that would get made. So if you can, on the multiple choice, while it's not required, if you can show some work, that will help me give some partial credit. Because if I could see some work or thoughts, I can go back and do that. And I would, but if I've just got an answer, which is all that's required, and if it's correct, you're good. That's all you're required to do. But if you give a little bit extra, if it's wrong, there's a potential I can go back and give half or 3/4 credit or something, So do use it for your scratch work. Show your thinking as much as you can, and it could be helpful. Okay, it's not going to hurt you. I'm not going to, you got it right, but you didn't do the right work. No, I'm not going to take points away for it. Only add them. Okay. On the open answer areas, please do show your work. Again, I'm not going to, if you follow steps a little differently than how they want it, as long as it's all, as I can follow sort of from start to finish, that it made sense how you got there, and you showed that you knew how to integrate or take a derivative, whichever the question was asking, I'll give it to you, okay? And I'm not going to get real picky on, well, you didn't put the plus C, as long as maybe at the end, if it was an important part, sometimes, because they give us a detail, we have to find the C. If you don't put the plus C, you really can't solve for C because it's not there, right? So sometimes it's very important, but if it's just sort of more cosmetics, I'm not going to knock any points off just because you forgot to put a plus C. Okay. But again, sometimes it's very important to have it there, because without that you can't solve for what it is, and then they want the final answer. But look over the exams and you'll see it all. Okay. And again, just because I didn't highlight in a particular section, like except I would say higher orders, don't worry, there's no take a second derivative. If there was, you could do that, but they figure we've got to test on derivatives and integrals, so it's limited what they can do. But I would say it's about a test and a half of what we've been taking. So we've had 50 minutes to take these others. Again, I never cut anybody off. but we've got an hour and 50 minutes now to take an exam that's basically what we've been doing plus about 50% more. Okay, and I'll just emphasize the two sort of new questions that we haven't been tested on. There is one on surplus, either consumer or producer, so at least know how to use those formulas, because the formulas will be provided, so you don't have to worry about deriving the formulas or memorizing the formulas, but know how to use them. And average of an integral, okay? And again, the formula is provided, so it's really just integrate and then multiply by 1 over b minus a. That's all given to you, but just know how to do it. Those are the things that we haven't been tested on. Everything else comes from previous tests. So I'll stop talking, and what questions do you have? Yes, sir.
So you don't have your office hours next week?
No. However, I would be happy to be persuaded to have some Zoom office hours. And I give an exam Tuesday night, 7:10 for my pre-calculus, so if you needed to take it early, you could do that. I will come to campus a little early, so Tuesday, if you were on campus, say around 6, and you wanted to meet with me, contact me. Maybe as early as 5, but yeah.
How do you recommend we be successful in this test? Like what steps to do besides the study guide?
That's it.
Really?
Yeah. If you go back through the 3 previous tests, you will be all the questions that are on here were similar to the ones on the tests, or the study guide. I mean, the study guides lead you up to the test. Again, the only 2 that you haven't seen are the ones I told you, and they give you the formula, so know how to do those last 2 things. And if you take a little bit of look at 14.5, at least a few at the samples, it's not too bad. You could get that extra credit one, so that gives you 4 points on top of, so it'll be out of 96 points, but if you get that 4 points, that means you could miss another one and it wouldn't, you wouldn't miss it. And it's not that bad. You'll probably be able to, if you just at least do a maybe 10 or 15 minute review of that, you'll probably be able to make a good guess on that problem. So that would do it. But yeah, just look at the previous 3 exams. If you don't have yours, look at these. And even if you do have yours, look at mine, because I've got the solutions of how it's to be done. Practice. Go through the review. Take some similar type questions and practice. Because, there's a certain point you can say, oh yeah, I know how to do that mentally. But if, going through the steps, like I remember how to get to George's house, but if it's really important, I might practice it a few times, because, oh, do I turn left here or right? Oh, it's at night, it's different, so practice. The more practice you do, the better it'll be for you. And just remember my promise that if you can pass the final, which means a 70 or better, right? 69, well, we won't, but if you can get a score of that, you're guaranteed to pass this class. Pass the final, you will pass the class. And I'm sure you've got enough scores and everything to do that as well. But yeah, and again, most of these, there's solution videos either to them or ones that are very, very similar. Where are we? But I wouldn't worry about the homework, really. Homework's got some questions that take you off in a different way that might be, and again, homework, you only got to get to 80% to get full points. I would focus on the review stuff right now. Don't worry about homework points or anything. I'll get grades posted as quickly as I can, which will probably be sometime Friday. You'll see whether you need to even do any extra homework that maybe you missed out on, right? But I wouldn't worry about the homework at this point. Focus on doing well on the test, and the best way is to focus on this last journey to the final. Okay, it's got our 2 new sections that, again, know how to do these 2. It's got an extra credit one. Again, I wouldn't spend much time on that because it's only 4 points and you won't be hurt. unless you're doing well on everything else. But then go through these, you know, solutions to exams 1, 2, 3. So this is, those are here. These are PDFs. They're the actual exams, and they're what I use to score all the exams. Okay, so I put most of my work there. And then there's these reviews, and in those reviews, there's some printed stuff, and you'll see they're very similar. The one that's the combined for all of them, the questions are very identical, if not very similar, you know. So they're, and then I've got down here some recordings of our discussions and videos of solutions. If you need more, if you get to one and say, hey, I can't find out how to solve this or something, email me. I can make a quick, you know, if you give me a problem, I'll make a quick solution video, or a long one if you know, I'll put in explanations of how to get to it. So we can still kind of work that way. Just let me know what you need. I'll make a new video. I'll make a couple new videos, whatever we need. And then again, if you need to meet with me, I'm going to be on campus Tuesday evening, and I don't mind coming early. I just don't mind. I don't want to make an extra trip because it's like 45 minutes from with traffic. It was only, you know, only supposed to be 25 minutes, but it's never 25 minutes with all the construction and traffic, right? So, but Tuesday I'll come. Wednesday is a fairly open day for me, so I could make an arrangement for a Zoom meeting where as many people could come to that. So maybe, you know, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5, whatever, you know, send me some times if you're interested. And if I, you know, I'll put a 2-hour block where, hey, this seems to work for most people, and we'll record it. So if you've got questions, I'll work through them, I'll explain them, we'll record it. If you can't make it, at least you can watch those. What else? Yeah, it comes out. Be successful on that final. And how many of you have signed up for 211 coming up? So I guess not all of you need to take it, right? But some of you need the 211, right?
What's the actual name of the course? Because I forgot if it was 211 take or it was something else listed.
I think it's business analysis.
Oh yeah.
Something. And the thing is it doesn't have, at least last time I saw it, it didn't have any calculus in it.
Right.
It does matrices, so it's not really.
Stuff we did in high school. I don't know why
Yeah,
I picked that
I know.
second.
I know. It's actually, yeah, I think it'd probably be easier class to get through than this, but they didn't used to have it. I think it was WP Carey was getting too many students, and so I think they put that class in there. You have to pass this class before you could apply to WP Carey. So I think it was, or yeah, so it was kind of, we need to get rid of some students, and so that's what I think that course was about, which was not good, because it used to have something that was really nasty in it and that nobody ever used, and we said, why do you have this thing that's so hard to understand? All we could, well, I don't like to disparage others, but that was my opinion. It was mostly a filter class. And I guess that's changing, but anyway. Any questions at all? Yes, sir?
So are there solution videos for each one of these questions in review?
There should be,
And
yes.
it's, so these are the same questions from the other reviews, right?
Right.
So the
'Cause
videos that you don't know.
Yes. So you, like, if you find that it's like a test 2 thing, there's all these video solutions here. I'm not sure about test 1, but I think most of them are here. Again, if you get to one that you can't find it, send me an email, say, and if you can do a screenshot of it, that helps me. Then I can take it and just make a quick video. I might take a quick look to see if I could find it, but sometimes if I can't, you know, there's so many of them out there. It might be just quicker that I make a video of it. But you should be able to find those questions in here. And like I said, one is the one that I'm not sure, there's a class discussion videos, but I'll take a look at those but yeah, just let me know at least the highlighted ones and then maybe some of the other ones. But anything you want, just let me know. I can make a pretty quick video. Little bit of time Friday, a little bit of time Saturday. But you know,
Did you say last class about like doing a certain percentage of all the homeworks?
yeah, as long as you get 80%, you get all the points. So if you've already gotten 80%, don't worry about trying to get that last 20. It's not going to get, at least it's
Like a specific assignment?
on any particular assignment. So I look at each assignment, and what I do is the calculation is, do you have 80% or more? Actually, it's 79, but you know, so don't worry about rounding. If you have 79% or more, you get full points. Okay, and even the extra credit points for getting it done on time. So, and I moved the date. So, if you have say 60%, you get those 60% of the points, but if you get that extra 20%, you'll get all the points. So yeah, so just look at, and it's just whatever percentage. So if there's 15 points for an assignment, whatever 80% of 50, I think it's 10. Something, but I'm not sure. I can't do the math. It's too late in the day. But yeah, whatever 80% of 15 is, and if there's 25 points, whatever 80% of 25 is, boom, that's all you'll need. It'll do the calculation. Because I convert them all, I think you get like 6 points or maybe 6 points, whatever each assignment's worth. I can't even remember, but I've got all those formulas and stuff, and I will update again this weekend so you can kind of see where your standing is as of going into the final, and then I'll do another update the following Sunday. Well, yeah, and maybe even one after I post grades, so you kind of see, oh, I'm satisfied with this, I don't have to do anymore, or man, I'm like 3% away, but I got a couple assignments. If I did those, I'd get those 3%. And it's all good. Awesome. Anybody changing their major because of this class? Good. Because I did. I changed from engineering to education. But it was a good change for me because I was better at teaching math than doing math. So that's why. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed our time together. It's been great working with each of you. Again, let me know what you need, and I'll make sure it's somehow provided. We could meet early Tuesday. We could meet early Thursday, but again, I hopefully you're ready for the final before then. It's always you're coming in all stressed out the hour before. It's not a good sign. So, but if you need it, I'll give you some motivation and some encouragement. Teach you some breathing techniques that'll calm you down. Well, we could do that. But Tuesday we could do some work. Wednesday we can do some work together. So let me know what you need.
Yeah, you want to advertise the videos that are on Global Village about like test taking and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I had to
that's
search for them.
okay. Yeah, my website channel or my YouTube channel, it's part of my nonprofit Open Global Village. So if you look there, there's a lot of other things. So if you want to learn how to cook Thai food, my wife posts those. She does meditation as well. So those are there. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. Just kind of get off the beaten path. Thank you. If you want to teach in Thailand, there's some good ones in there.
Yes.
Well, good. I didn't have to do any math tonight. I was hoping I could get out of that. I would have done it.